Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to give you a quick update on the Copart 2010 Volkswagen Jetta. As you know, I ran into some budget issues on this car, and so I had to make some sacrifices, and I'm going to show you what I did. After I replaced all the front clip, all the panels, I kept the original bumper and repaired it. And then I decided, since I was out of budget, I went ahead and turned my garage into a paint booth. Unfortunately, it's not what I wanted to do, but I saved a lot of money doing it. All the paint shops around this area, they wanted between $600 and $800 just to paint the front clip. Of course, I wasn't going to do that, so I bit the bullet and did it myself. And I'll show you how it turned out. It was a little bit darker than the rest of the car, but it's like a slight shade darker. But it came out really good. Of course, it's two-stage, clear coat, all that good stuff. I'll show you a little bit up close here. The little bit of the color difference here is where I repaired the A-pillar, where we had this huge dent here. It came out really, really nice. I have to come in here and color blend this just with some wet sanding and then polish it back up. The windshield got replaced, but overall, I know the sun's kind of going down here, but the clear coat came out fantastic. It's extremely smooth. I'm really happy with it. Very surprised I was able to just do this in the garage and get it done. But it goes to show you what you can do in your garage, and that's what this channel is all about. So I guess I'm kind of glad for the channel that I did it. I didn't film it, of course, because, well, it's a little bit difficult to film in such a short quarters. I probably would destroy the camera, and something I didn't want to do. So everything came out really, really well. Very happy with it. The interior is already redone. Well, not redone, but everything cleaned up very nice. It's almost like a brand new car. Actually, I just came back with a road trip on it. I wanted to road test this, so I put about 500 miles on it on the highway with no issues at all. I still got under 23,000 miles in the car. Got great gas mileage. If I have to guess, probably like 30 miles per gallon. Just fantastic. So I'm gonna be finishing this car up today. I'm gonna do the wet sanding, blending, and then polish it. And then we're going to get back to this rear door. Let me unlock it. This rear door, I'm going to show y'all how we're going to fix this issue here, which is common with Volkswagens. It's really disgusting, so I hate for someone to sit back here and just touch this, and you know, it's all over my hands, and I have to figure out a way to get this off. So we'll be doing that today. But let me show you the paint that I bought and the company I got it from. I've been buying from them for years, some of their different products, and I've been really happy with it. I mean, the color match is almost dead on. It could have been me. What I ended up doing was just Scotch brighting the existing silver paint real good, you know, with your scrubbing pads. These here's what I used. That worked out really great. So it could be just, you know, paint over silver that was making it darker. Maybe the base, you know, the primer needed to be a white color. I don't know. But this is the product I used from Automotive Touch-Up. I only used a quart, color match, ready to spray. Basically, you shake it up, stir it, strain it into your sprayer, and you're good to go. And then, of course, your clear coat. It's when I got, they give you this as well. I also ordered their respirator. This worked really well. I didn't smell a thing or get high. So that came with this, a bunch of stirring sticks, a bunch of paint filters. And so here's another thing, those type of products that you can buy from them too. I bought this. Actually, I bought it for this car, and I bought, you know, I picked the wrong color. So they have even your touch-up spray cans. They have clear coat, they have pins, they have all that good stuff. They're not a sponsor, by the way, but I've been buying from them for years, and it's been fantastic. I sprayed the whole entire car with a $10 sprayer from Harbor Freight. The only problem that I had with this sprayer, and I had some issues spraying the hood, was the cap leaks. And if you don't catch it on time, it gets on your paint and it kind of makes a mess. So that was the only downside of it, but it sprayed really well. The clear coat went on very smoothly, so stain works. So staying within the budget, I got all these items here from Elemental Touch Up for $160 shipped. So thanks to them, it worked out great. I couldn't be happier with the car, especially with the budget I had. And so go check them out. Check them out online. They got everything. They got all types of good stuff there, and they kind of hooked it up. So we're gonna get started, finish up the Jetta. I'm gonna get everything set up. I'm gonna put the car back here in the driveway, away from the sun, and get working on that door panel. So stay tuned. Let me get set up, and we'll be right back. All right, I think I finally got everything set up, and I'll show you the tools we'll be using. Pretty simple. You're using a metal trim remover and a plastic soft one. So you need these two at least, or maybe just this one, depends what you have. This is to remove the panel, and this is just to remove this trim piece here that has to come out. I don't want to damage it, so that's why I'm using a plastic one. Hopefully it works. Also, you're going to need a T20 bit and a T30 bit. So we'll start with the T20 bit first. There's a screw right down here at the bottom. Let's see if I can get the camera down there without messing up too much. I'm going to turn you sideways. Hopefully it comes out. It's right there. It's a black one. We're going to get that one off first. Oops. Where are you going? Let's get started. Of course, I always use a magnetic tray everywhere I go. I don't want to lose anything, so I always have one handy. First one down. Then we're going to go ahead and hopefully this is in frame. Let's see here. Next, we're going to remove this piece here. This piece has to come next. We have 2 screws hiding behind here. That's the T30 bits that we're going to need for these. So I'm going to switch the bit first. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. What you want to do is there's a metal clip about right here that's holding this thing on. So you want to do is you want to get a tool in and try to hit that clip and release it. And now everything comes. Everything's plastic, so be careful. I did notice there's a metal clip here and a metal clip here. And I'll show you if I can pull this out. There we go. You gotta slide this right out because this thing clips inside. This thing has a little clip that slides right into where the bolt hole is. I don't know if it's actually gonna come out. And there's also another bolt right in here. Let's see if I can get it over there. It's about right here. So we'll start removing those. Oops. Oh, lost it. We'll get that one back. the one up here. Now she comes. That's what they look like. So, for safekeeping. Now, what you want to do is this window switch here is you want to disconnect it from here. I figure this is probably your best bet while you have access to it. And let that drop down. It's a small little clip. You gotta kind of put your fingernail in it, and it'll release. Okay, I think I got that one done. Keep in mind before I start pulling the panel apart is we're gonna have the door switch here, and there's gonna be a cable that runs across, and it's kind of like a hook. So be careful not to pull the panel all the way off, not to damage any plastic parts behind here. Remember, this panel here, this black panel here, does not come off. The only way to get it off is you pull this panel off, and then you get to the screws from the back side. And then we gotta undo the electrical connector from the locks. We need to undo the electrical connector for the tweeter here. So I don't know how this is gonna come out. I'm gonna put this back over here, and I'll show you. We're gonna start locating the clips that hold onto the panel, and I'm gonna use this tool here and kind of fill around it. Let's see if I can find the clip. And if you have a longer one, it's all the better. You want to get it, and you want to twist. Oh, screw fell out. Yay. Alright. Just very slowly work your way around. I don't want to damage those clips, but as far as I know, Volkswagen makes fantastic clips. They're not like GM. GM clips seem to break on me all the time for some reason. So just make sure you go all the way around the door here. And I'm hoping I capture this with one hand. There we go. So that's all it takes. So I'll set this back here. And what I'm going to do, it's going to be hard for me to film me disconnecting those switches. So I'm going to go ahead and get in frame for a second. And I'm going to loosen up, or not loosen up, but take off all those electrical connectors plus the door handle switch. So, and it's just a cable, so we'll get there. There we go. So I'll set this down over here. I'll show you firsthand what we're dealing with. Alright, so at the bottom of the door here we have one clip, another one on this side, one up here, one on this side, and one on this side, which looks like I might have damaged. I'll have to take a look at it. But these clips, very nice, well built clips. It's even got a little rubber gasket on it, prevent any vibration, noise. Really nice clip. Very surprised. The electrical connector, this is the window switch. So this is the one you're going to get through the opening here. The tweeter, the lock switch, and for the door. I'll show you what that hook looks like. So this hook, you'll find it on there, it just latches into the plastic clip on the door handle, and this piece here you lift up and it slides right out. So it'll be lift right out, easy. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to work out here, for some ventilation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel back as far as I can this damaged panel. Let's see where it's loose. All the way over as far as I can. I'm not going to try to interrupt or disrupt this portion if I can help it. But we're going to get some spray in there at least, and then get this thing sealed back in. What I'm going to be using on this one is some Gorilla Glue spray adhesive. All the other products have worked great, so I figured I'll give it a try. And also, to replace some of that padding, I went to the fabric store and I found a bunch of headliner that they sell there that has a foam and a piece here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to clean up some of this mess. I'm going to lay this down, trim it up, spray it down. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use, alright, so I'm going to get a cloth. I'm going to start cleaning this off. It should chunk right off. We just need a very good surface to kind of bond the two materials back together. It looks like it's working really well. You want to get on this crease here as much as you can. I think that's the part that gives up first. Let's see here if I can get a little bit of spray in here without one-handed, so we can get a leg out here. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. This is a little bit hard to do it one hand. I need a video assistant. There we go. Use the old foot. That'll work. The reason I'm using brake parts cleaner is because it destroys this glue extremely quick, like on contact, and it dries really fast, so we can finish the repair in a timely manner without having to wait for it to dry or whatever. So shake off my cloth. Okay, so we're gonna get in here and start pulling this material out this way. We got material there too that needs to come off. I'll turn the camera. Alright. Here we go. See, that brake cleaner makes quick work of that foamy glue that didn't work. Oh, crud. And that's what I was afraid of. Looks like I damaged the paint there. Well, maybe brake parts cleaner, or maybe me taping this up was a better idea. They ate it up really quick. It looks like I'm going to have to fix that trim. You can see what I did here. Just a little mark here where some of that foam that still had some brake parts cleaner, I kind of dusted off over here and kind of destroyed it. So that's unfortunate. I can touch, I think I have paint that matches this, and I'll repaint it. So, not a big deal. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this panel upside down real quick and just shake it off. Alright folks, so don't do what I did. This is kind of live, kind of by trial. And don't get brake parts cleaner on your painted surfaces, or bad things are going to happen. So we'll pause for a second, let me reset up the camera, we'll come right back to it, and I'll reposition everything so we can see what we're doing, and start laying down the new foam fabric and taping it up and all that good stuff. So I'll be right back. Okay, got the camera repositioned. I masked off the areas which I probably should have done in the first place. Don't do what I do in that situation. Tape it off, make sure that you get no cleaner, whatever solvent you might use. Maybe you want to try just water and soap first, see if it'll come off. Don't go right into what I did, go straight to the brake cleaner. Might have been dumb. It probably is dumb. So try soap and water first, see if that helps. It'll just be a longer process. I think it's just a matter of, for me filming, and with the sun going down here, I'm starting to lose daylight, and I just wanted to rush it. So what I also did is I cut some foam to put in here, and we'll start spraying it down. So I masked it all off so I don't get no overspray of the sticky stuff on here. So I'm going to start first. This is the area we would need the foam, and one of the reasons why this material actually stretches off, because the foam underneath disintegrates, and it doesn't fill up enough of the gap of the door. So what I did is I cut a little piece here. I'm going to test fit it first to the areas that I'm missing quite a bit of foam. And don't worry if you got a little overlapping. Use a fresh razor blades, which what I'm going to do. Just test fitting first, and then just get a fresh razor blade always and cut away from you. Start trimming off. Make sure not to cut that outer material, that's for sure. So be very careful. Take your time. There you go. There's one piece that fits right in there. Snug it in. We'll wait to do this, to trim this outer piece here until I put some spray down first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that the way it is, and get our Gorilla Glue or spray adhesive. I'm going to lift this panel up. I'm going to spray. Making sure to catch the lips all the way around the edge. That's very important. The other material, the outside material, has to bond to that. Okay. Very slowly set this thing back in. Let's see if I can fit it back in there without destroying it. I'm going to tuck it in. Still has grip. Start pressing all the way around. And so what you want to do is, I don't know if the camera's picking up, but there's this tall lip here, and we want to follow that lip all the way around with the razor blade and remove this excess material off, while at the same time trying to keep that masking tape in place. So I'm going to start from this end here. Don't cut your fingers. Follow that groove, just like that. Just peel it away very slowly. There we go. So that's one piece, and we find this other piece here. Go very slowly. I don't want anyone slipping and cutting yourself with a fresh razor blade. It doesn't feel too good. It takes forever to heal too, for some reason. I guess because it's a clean cut. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to peel this back. There we go. Got a little material left there. There it is. So I'm going to move this, make sure this tape is in there good. I don't want to get any overspray because it's going to be really hard to take off. I'm going to give it a little bit more masking tape right on the lip here. Okay. Along all these edges here, make sure the tape is in there well. And from this point here, we're going to use the adhesive again. I'm going to spray around the edge first. I want some of that glue to kind of get in there really well. We're going to lift up here, do the same thing. Make sure to catch that lip. It's the important part. All the way around. I feel like I want to use the whole can so it doesn't come off, but I'm not going to. Alright, so I got one more tool I need to grab. Alright, I'm going to go back to the trim plastic tool. I think this is going to work perfect to get this thing settled into its gap. First thing first is you want to start from this side and kind of push down very slowly. Kind of filling it around in there, making sure it's getting some type of, I guess, for it to stick. And then you want to start from the far end into these gaps here. And slowly fold that fabric into that gap, over the hill, into the gap, basically. Okay, I'm going to pull this tape up. Pull the tape up for a second so I can see what I'm doing here. Make sure it's going to get in place and not move. Unfortunately, it feels like I have a material shortage on this corner here. Okay, and we'll just keep on going back around, pulling material and pushing down. And that's about it. I'm gonna let the adhesive kind of sit for a while. I'll clean it up with some soap and water and rehang the door, put all the new connections on it, and we can call this car finally done. I guess stay tuned to the end of this video. I'm gonna go up to the office, run some numbers with you on the cost of this vehicle, to repair it, all that stuff, everything that it took to get there, and see why I say it's either a win because you're going to keep the car and it's almost like a brand new car, or it's a loss because you wanted to flip this car. So just wait till the end of the video. I'll go to the office and we'll run some numbers. See you there.